Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Happy day two of like kickoff weekend, even though it's, almost mid-April. Um, we just didn't have it in us between like my birthday weekend, last push of the month. I'm like, I can't do two back to backs. So that's literally the whole reason that I did it this weekend instead of last weekend. But man, it has been a weekend. That is all I will say. I'm so sore. Like, my whole upper body is like, I need to get a massage ASAP. I don't know what it is. It's like my shoulder. I feel like I have like a giant knot in the back middle of my shoulders, more so on my right side. So super fun times. Who's new here? Elena, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Secret. So good to see you. Emran, good to see you too. Bitten by Jordan Gray. Giddy in the ninth. Ooh, let us know how it is. Elena, you're more than welcome to share if you're reading, what you're reading, or if you're working on things, what you're working on. Today I'm gonna be doing both because guys, wow, my house. So Elena, just explaining to you and catching you up to speed, I am renovating my house with my husband and our supervisor Charlie, who watches over us a lot. So we're renovating our house, and it's just been really discombobulated over here. So because of all the house reno stuff, guys, like we haven't cross stitched at all. So we need to calculate how many days we're in and how many stitches I need to be up to. And I think literally like, so I forgot to order the curtain rod. So it came this morning. So when Dominic gets home from fencing, I think he's going to install it just that way we can be like, okay, we're done. And then we're just waiting on some new outlets and outlet covers to come so that he can install those. And basically, once we get that done, we're going to move one of my bookcases in to hopefully find my new social security card because that's missing still. Um, and then, oh, I don't know why the timer just went off. That was really awkward and weird. Anyways, um, so we're going to do all of that. But like in terms of anything like heavy, heavy duty that's going to take all day long today, we're done. We're like, if we get this done today, then we get tomorrow off. And like we would both prefer to have Sunday off because we both start work on Monday. So yeah, so I think it's just going to literally be a cross stitch and chill minus like once we can move a bookcase in, we'll obviously do that. I don't know if I'll put any books on it yet, but like we'll at least get it moved into the right position, which is going to be my bookcase that's normally like directly to the left of me here. Um and then yeah, but like I don't know, Emran, I think you saw it. Oh no, you guys didn't actually even see it finish. So we have our couch back. Woo, couch is back. Sorry, it's gonna be a little bit messy. We're gonna move, so if you get motion sick, look away. I am someone who gets motion sick, but I'm like, can you guys even see what it looks like? Oh yeah, you can. So we're switching out our storage for our shoes. So we're gonna actually have like shoe cabinets now. So that's what that is. This is for our kitchen. I was actually looking for my new table, which is right here. This is our new table. I was like, oh, she always loves the couch. I was like, I need to find the table to put it together, and it was buried. So like that's why these other boxes are out here. And he was like, "Why do you need the table right now?" And I'm like, "It's my security table. I need it. I need to have my security table. Like I need to have where I put things on like on the table." And yes, it I will say like unfortunately we like didn't do the best job at like patching holes and stuff and like sanding down where we did patch. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, meh, like I'm glad it's done. Like it was my decision to we could have, stopped and like done it better once I noticed it, but I'm like, no, I'm done. Yeah, so it actually on the bottom there's like an accordion part where you can move it so you can like display stuff on one side, hide stuff on the other. And then it actually lifts up on one side too. And I was like, babe, look, it lifts up. And I like showed him and he's like, yeah, that's gonna be filled with your shit in like a day. And I was like, I can put all my cross stitch stuff in there. And he's like, great, great. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Common ADHD issues. We buy things for organization. We dump things in organized or unorganized, and then we forget that they exist. So I'm like, if it's something that I'm getting out regularly, I don't think I'll forget though. You know what I mean? We also could just put blankets in there, but eventually my cross stitch will be, I'll probably be doing all of this stuff in my office. So my office is going to have the same color walls. I decided that very, very early on. And then my office chair is actually kind of this color. This is going to be our curtains. So here, I can show you the color. And we'll get started here in about 2 minutes. We're going to be doing our 15-minute sprints, 10-minute breaks. I am going to be listening to Dating and Dragons, Dungeons and Dating. Hold on. I'm like, I have the book, Dungeons and Drama. Totally wrong titles. Ignore that. I'm reading this. It's so cute. I love it. It's like, is it like an awe-inspiring 5-star read? No, but it's so like light and fluffy and cute. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like giddy high school feeling. It's like I'm 34. I'm definitely not in high school, but like I really do like it. Like it's just really cute. It's just a really cute story. Um so yeah, so these are this is going to be the curtain color. This like all it looks brighter on this camera than this camera is wonky sometimes with my computer. Um so yeah, so it's going to be like a hunter olivey green, I guess. And then we have I know she's releasing them really quickly, which is like I feel like for what they are, like that makes sense. So, and then here's I'm like, where did they go? They fell down. Here are the shears. So the shears we went with a cream kind of color that looks yellow on screen, but looks just off-white on here. But they also look more saturated because they're all like folded up. They won't be that saturated once they're unfolded. So yeah, so we're probably gonna get those hung up today. But yeah. Anyways, all right. Are you guys ready to get started? I know I am. I'm super unorganized with my cross stitch right now. Like I'm like, where is everything? But I think I have everything that I need right here. Including my pattern and then my little security dog who worked so hard the past few days. So yeah. I may need to get up at some point and grab our cat. She's currently outside. She likes being outside. It's fine. She has plenty of places to hide out there. But just if I hear her like little shh, 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 I'll need to run up and get her. So, okay. All right. Well, I think it's time. Oh, sorry. I also forgot to turn our chat back on. We were having some trolls in here yesterday, so I like turned off the widget completely. I'll pull that back up. And yeah. Okay. All right, let's get started. Happy reading, happy productivity. I will see you guys in about 50 minutes. No, it also muted me apparently. So it like half worked. I was having tech issues. It half worked. All right, sorry guys. I had to install an update to our software that helps me run everything. It is. It is. I fixed it. Okay. So as I said, I said that I was drinking my normal usual coffee as I was letting the program update because it wasn't triggering right. I got this when I was in Ireland and I studied abroad. So, but anyways, okay. And Ash, I also said good morning to you. All right, let's see if it'll trigger now that I have the update that's gone through. And if so, happy reading, happy productivity. If it does not, just go ahead, start working on everything. I'll get the timer set up, okay? All right, I'll see you guys in about 50 minutes. Bye.
next to me and back to the road. What? What is your mom expecting you home? I glanced at the clock on his dashboard, which says 8:45. Not until 9:30. Why? He smiles, but rubs a hand over his mouth to cover it. I have an idea for a little detour, if you're up for it. A kernel of excitement lodges in my chest, and suddenly there's nothing I'd rather do than learn what's making him smile like that. Sure. Although, I should tell you that Mom is considering this a trial run. If I get home on time, then she might let me ride with you to the store.
Okie dokie. How did we do? I feel like I don't know what happened. I feel like I don't think you guys have audio for the music that I'm playing. Whoops. Whoops. I don't know what would have why it's not pulling that up. Let me see if this is working. Nope. Okay, apparently just more tech issues. Nothing wants to work today, which is totally fine. But how did we do? I made it to chapter. Let me unlock my phone. Excuse me. 17. So we're just over 56% through the book, and we have about 3 hours and 28 minutes left till we're finished. I feel like that's pretty good. I didn't start it right away while I was like working on a couple different things, so yeah, so I feel like that's like a pretty good like setup and whatnot. Anyways, or good progress. Sorry, I can't think of correct words. Words are hard today. I'm out of my ADHD medicine. Dom is picking it up on his way home. But this is like this is very much so my type of ADHD where I can't finish thoughts and sentences and I can't think of word. I mean, words are always hard. Don't get me wrong, but they're even harder when I don't have my meds. So, okay. I clearly also need to drink more coffee. I think I just need like an IV of it right now. Just can someone put an IV of like, I don't know, muscle relaxer to get rid of like the knots and the pain in my back and coffee? Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see how many stitches we got up to. We were on like 757, I think, 756, something like that. We're at 804. So our goal today is so it was 100 stitches every day. So I have to get to 1200 stitches today. I did about 50 there. So just putting it into perspective, like it does take quite a while to like do cross stitch. I always question how someone can be like a small business that sells their cross stitch. I'm like, there's no way that like people would pay you for how long it actually takes, but also like how can you generate enough? Now, you can do different sizes of things, so you could do a much smaller like design on like a little ornament with like a little Santa hat or something like that, which would be really cute. But I'm like, how do you generate enough uh cross stitch pieces to like make revenue? So, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. How did you like it? I heard it's significantly better than the show, but that's one of those things where like I watched it because I didn't know that it was a book and I will never go back and read it. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me. when you're sore, do you yawn more? Is that a thing? Like, because your muscles are hurting, so you need more oxygen in them? Is that a thing? I don't know. You haven't watched the show? I heard that the show is like really bad compared to the book, but I really like the show. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But as someone who has not read the book, I thought the show was pretty good. I don't think they're ever going to finish it though, which is like really disappointing. That's like another thing that I really don't like these days. So like I don't like non-traditionally published series that aren't done because then they get picked up and they like redo all the covers and you need like one more and it's like nope, new covers, and you're like cool. So I don't like that. That's like a huge pet peeve of mine. The second thing is when a book is turned into, if it's a movie, I don't care. I can live with a movie. If it's a book that is turned into a TV show, the chances of it, especially by Netflix, the chances of it getting renewed and getting season 2 filmed for like even if it was like book 2 whatever, like it's never going to happen, and it's just so disappointing that I just like if I see that, I try to not watch them now because it's so disappointing. Like right now they're kind of going through that with like I don't think the Good Girls Guide to Murder is, I could be wrong, it could be in works, but I think it's been a couple years since it came out. And then what's the other one? Oh, that I just saw. Well, okay, so here's good ones. Game of Thrones like had to make up the ending, and uh George R.R. Martin will probably never finish that series. I don't know. Do you guys know much about the controversy with that series and why people think he's never going to finish it? Have you heard some of the theories on it? So in the show, the creators of the show, like the producers or whatever, the writers, they had to write an ending, and people are like, "That's not how the book ends." Well, guess what? The book isn't finished. The book is not finished. So what were they supposed to do? You guys wanted an ending, but the book isn't finished. So like it's all of those things. So oh, the floor is going good. We finished this room. So yeah, it's going really good. You for a work trip tomorrow morning, some of your books. Oh yeah. 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 I you probably will end up binging. That's what I'm afraid of, is I'm gonna read it and then binge it. Kinda like I did for A Kingdom This Cruel and Lovely or whatever. I read the second book. I definitely gave it 5 stars. I think it's my highest rated book so far this year in terms of like actual points. But the second one wasn't as good. So now I'm like, merp, merp, don't need to read, like, don't need to keep reading right now. Cause I'm like, merp, merp, like, wasn't as good. The reason why it wasn't as good is because typically the thing that makes first books really hard in fantasy series of like all of the world building, all of the history of that world, kind of like the boring like political actions that are building up to like a second book's like next thing that we're getting in the second book, so it was a little bit more boring. um I listened to that book like fully. There were a couple of moments, but considering how I felt about book one, it was not as good. Yeah. Yeah. How long are you going to be gone for, if you don't mind me inquiring? If you do mind, just don't answer my question. I don't think that's an accident, Igmil. That sounds very intentional and it sounds very delicious, and I'm very jealous. You're gone a week. That's a long trip. That is a long trip for work. I used to travel all the time for work. I was a corporate event planner, and I absolutely hate traveling now. That's like when that's like why I'm able to say like, yeah, like these are the days I'm going to stream, because I don't like last minute trips. I don't like long trips. I don't like trips at all, whether it's for work or personal. Like my home is my house. I love my home. It's like my comfort. It's my security blanket. Even when my house is like super messy and discombobulated like it is now and it's like the last place on earth I want to be, like I still am more comfortable here than I would be traveling or like at someone else's house. So yeah. I know, right? Like like I'm like sitting here like, do I have those supplies to do that? Because it sounds amazing. So, okay. With that, I think I'm going to go grab a snacky snack real quick. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn the book back on, get some more stitches done, finish our first cup of coffee, and then I'm going to get up and make my second. That's my goal before I can get my second cup and before I can get up is I need to finish this cup of coffee, get some more work done, call it a day. All right, and today we're definitely doing a minimum of 3 sprints. We've already done 1. We may end up doing 4 depending on how timing is looking cuz sometimes I go on 30-minute talking rants. But without my ADHD medicine to help me focus, that might not happen. Or it might get worse. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyways, okay. All right. Well, happy reading, happy productivity. I know, right? Like, okay. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, we just like I forgot that I had scheduled like a reading sprint weekend, and we were like determined to get it done yesterday. And so I was like, well, we can either wait and work on it late into the night or we can just do this right now. And he was like, let's just do it right now. I was like, all right. so, so we did it. Today I need to plant, I have some dahlia bulbs or sorry, some dahlia tubers. Some I saved from last year and then I have like 1 or 2 new ones. And then I have black Asiatic lily bulbs. I need to get these planted. I think today is probably going to be like the best day. But I'll need to Google it and look. So I might be doing some more yard work. I already did a lot yesterday, but okay. As I said, ranting. See, you guys just need to tell me to shut the fuck up. Like, Katie, shut the fuck up. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and get us started, and I'll try to figure out the whole like music thing. I don't know. Maybe if I close out of Spotify, restart it, it'll work for you guys. Um, so let me close out and see if I can get it started, just to have like some light background noise if you need some. But otherwise, happy reading, happy productivity. Uh, Ash, good luck with packing and continuing to read and getting ready for your trip. Igmu, good luck on moving your veggies inside. Um, that sounds like fun and like you're gonna have some yummy, yummy food to eat at some point or another. But yeah, all right, let's hop back to it. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Bye. Okie dokie. How did we do? I'm on chapter 19, so we're about 65% of the way through. I also finished the outline of the sun on my cross stitch. And then I let Charlie out and I sat outside. I didn't sit down. I just stood outside on the deck with her. She's sunbathing right now. Just because it's a gorgeous day here. So, yeah. Okay, Ash, how do you like Gothic Anna so far? And my other question for you is, have you looked up any of the hate videos that are out there? They're a little bit older, but I want to get your opinion. And so anyways, so then I was out there with Charlie, and then I was like, you know what? I'm really hungry. We're gonna get some buffalo chicken dip for lunch. So here I am. You got to 47%, just reached chapter 20. Nice. Yeah, I'm like, so where we're at in the story is like kind of like your typical like awkward high school like dance asking people. I went to a girls high school, so we didn't have homecoming, but like I still had prom and like other dances, and it is like, you know, who do you ask to go with you, and like all of that awkwardness, and it, you know, it is what it is. So Gothic Anna is amazing. I know, right? So like that was my thoughts. I'm like, it's not, after you're done reading it, watch some of the videos that are on it, especially on like YouTube and TikTok. And I swear to you that what happened was someone made a review shitting on the book, and it basically trended, got a ton of watches, ton of likes or comments, and basically a ton of engagement. And then all these people who are not popular book influencers, I'll say, jumped on board and was like, ooh, that video did super good, I should do a video about it too. And I feel like half of them didn't even read it, because I'm like, this book isn't like, it's not a literary work of art, but I think I gave it like 4 stars when I read it. It's been a year and a half since I read it, and I was like, it's not bad though. They're acting like it's the worst book in the world. You know what book was worse than it? Pumpkin Spice Latte, or whatever, that's their own title, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. That book was worse than it. I'm like, Gothic Anna had decent writing, decent editing. Like, I didn't notice any weird issues that like stood out really bad. Were there a couple things in the plot where you're like, really? Yeah, but like that's how most romantasy and fantasy books are, where you're like, really? Like, could that really happen? But like that's the whole point. Like, they're meant to be, unrealistic. Like, they're fantasy, they're fake, they're made up. And I swear. Yeah. Exactly. And so as I said, like I read the book, I did my review, whatever. And then I got flooded on YouTube with like all of these like, this is the worst book I've ever read type of videos about it. And I was like, what happened? I hope that Runix, I think that's how you say her name, I hope that she ignored those videos, because they were rude. Oh, so okay, so what I say about Pumpkin Spice Cafe, okay, I didn't mind it, but I think it was overhyped for me, which is why I didn't like it as much as I would have if it had not been overhyped. My issue with Pumpkin Spice is it is edited terribly. The map names don't match the names in the book. Like, they must have changed them at some point. And then also there were a lot of like grammatical errors to where I just listened to it on audio because I was like, I can't read this anymore. Which, if a book is, if I'm seeing that in a book, it will drive me up a wall to where I don't like it. Yeah. So that's my issue with it. That's my issue with it. But people were saying worse things about Gothic Hannah, and I'm like, uh there are many, many, many more worse books out there than this one. Charlie's crying to get let in. She probably got too hot, so I have to get up and get her. So yeah, so but no, I don't. So when I say that I don't like pumpkin spice latte, I keep calling it that. That's the wrong name. Pumpkin spice cafe. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. I would recommend it to people. Like if you're looking for something cute, cozy, and like bad editing doesn't bother you, go for it. And I also do plan to read the rest of them because I want to see. So because Lori Gilmore, I think that was, I don't know if that's like her first book, but I think it's her first popular book. She also has a new series coming out, or it's a new book. It's either a series or a standalone. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that one. But I want to read that too. So I plan to read the rest of her books. I do, in that series, because I am a very forgiving reader. But when I saw what people were saying about Gothic Hannah, I'm like, dude, y'all are on crack. I'm not someone that likes to accuse people of things, but there is like no way. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. But it's really good. Like I thought it was good. It had like the yearning, the pining, the hidden identity, the in a way like hidden motives, and like so I thought that it was really good for like what it was. And that's why I always like preface people. I'm like, I am not and not saying that like English teachers and professors only read like critically acclaimed books and whatnot. Okay, I am not an English teacher. I'm not an English professor. I'm not a professional writer or a professional I don't know, literature, doctor. Like I'm not a doctor. I don't have like a doctorate in literature or anything. I am not trying to identify with what I read. My whole goal is not to identify the next literary work of art. I'm just here to enjoy myself and enjoy what I read. So I always preface things like, if you're looking for that, if you're looking for the next literary work of art, don't look at my reviews because I'm not here to read for that reason. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I thought Corvina's story was really interesting. And the way that like things unfolded. So that's what I mean. Like I have read way worse books, even if we just look at it from like an editing perspective. So I'm like, I don't understand why this book got the hate that it did. I was so surprised. And I read it super quick too. Ash, you've been enjoying the backstory. Okay, yeah. Secret, A Very Merry Mistake was so cute. I liked it a lot as far as best contempt romance for me last year. Yeah. So like, okay, so like another good example, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year that I loved. And I'm like, I'm not a mystery reader. I love this book. It was like the perfect blend of romance and, here, Charlie, I'll move that for you, of romance and mystery in this like cozy, cute little book. It has like 3 stars on, maybe 3.5 on Storygraph. I was like, dang, I'm over here like 5 stars, love it, sign me up for more like this. So like that's what I mean. Like it's just so, like at the end of the day, I read books last year when it was after Harper died. I binged through a series. It was a 4-book series. It's The Kings of Avalier. And I'm like, I don't know what it is about this book. Like this entire series, like it was what I needed in the moment. They were like maybe at most 300 pages. They're like pretty short. And I'm like, this is what I needed in the moment, and it created that like giddy, lovey feeling during a time for me when I did not have those feelings. So like I needed that. And so it's just so weird to me when people make videos with like what's the right, like no context, no background, no, I mean they would just get on these videos and be like, this book sucks, with like, and that's why I'm like, did half of you even read it? Because to me I'm like, you're saying what this other person said, what that other person said, and I feel like you're just doing it for the view counts at this point, because basically it was like all these videos posted in one little area, like one moment of time, and then they stopped. So like I really do think that it's because of like a trending thing. Joanne Fluke. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, they're just like really good non-thinking books, and I'm like, I'm not reading to discover the next literary work of art. It's like I always preface like my reviews, I'm like, this isn't like a huge literary feat or something extremely different, or you know, this or that. Like it's going to follow the exact same plot as all these other things with new characters and a new way to tell it, and that's what matters. And so yeah, so it's really interesting to me when they say that. The way I would compare it is if the one book that I've DNF'd so far this year, um, which I can't even, What Happens at Midnight by K.L. Walter, which was a YA book. And here's the thing. You could say, well, Katie, it's because it was a true YA. They were like 15, 16 years old. I'm sorry. No. I'm reading one right now that I love. Like, that's not the reason I did not like that book. I just couldn't connect to it. And I decided not to finish it. But what I also decided not to do was to get on TikTok or Instagram and say, I hate this book. It sucks. There's no plot. There's no point. I can't connect to the characters. I didn't even finish it. I read 20 pages and was like, I'm done. And that's literally what these videos on TikTok for Gothic Hannah were like. And I was like, did I miss the memo or something? Like, what? So anyways, so with that, I do want to keep reading the book because, as I said, I am enjoying it. We're getting ready to possibly go to a dance. They're getting ready to watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I'm so excited about it. I love Monty Python. So like I'm thinking about Monty Python right now, and that's why I'm laughing. Anyways. The With the coconut shells. Okay, anyways, I'm done. I need to stop thinking about Monty Python. Yeah, it was an easy read for me. I know, that's what I mean. Like, it's so dumb. But yeah, it was, I read it super quick. I thought it was really good. I want to read her other one that came out, I think last year, Enigma. I know. Smells of elderberries. I can't think about it because I will keep laughing about it. But they're about to watch it. So I want to keep reading right now because they're about to watch it. So I'm going to turn my book back on. I'm going to finish eating. And yeah, I just want to see if her other books are kind of the same, because if they are, like, those are easy, refreshing reads for me. And like, I love having an author like that. Like Christy Boyce. I think she'll probably be that. Even though these are YA books, this is like a very short, good, refreshing read. It's very easy to listen to on audio and then very easy to then go back. So like after I listened on audio yesterday, I then read in bed. at night, and it was very easy to flip flop. I love that. Like, I love being able to do that easily and not feel like I missed something. So, yeah. Hey, you know what? Beans and toast and do some laundry. I need to do that. Yeah. Yeah. And I own a lot of books that I have not read. I'm definitely a dragon. So, it is what it is. So, but yeah. Yeah, I feel like we do. And that's the thing. Like, I do like a lot of books. There's a lot of books that I don't like, and I know that I won't really like them. Like, I don't really love just straight up mysteries or like heavy mystery with maybe a little bit of romance. Like, God of the Woods. That was like I think that was like the best book of 2024 for book of the month. I read it. I didn't really like it. Like, it was fine. It just I didn't click with. I listened to it on. I tried reading it. I was so bored. Threw it on audio, and I listened to it, and I was like, surprised by the twist, but like at the same time thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Didn't have the same impact. So I'm definitely more like the fantasy, romantasy. Ooh, to Torrid. Nice. Ew, Denver. That's where you're going. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Have fun shopping. I haven't been to Torrid in forever. Dang. That brings back memories. Um, yeah, but let's get started. We might continue with another one. Once I see where Dominic is at. If he calls me, we won't. If he doesn't, then we will, because that means that he's not on his way home. Um, yeah, yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. I'm gonna try to finish eating really quick. I might run out and get a water because I just realized I don't have one. And then I'm probably gonna go back to cross stitching once I'm full. So, um, happy reading, happy productivity. I will see you guys in about 50 minutes.
that mean we're going for a drive now? We can pick up more Pop-Tarts. I take his hand and drag him toward the floor. Anthony and Kenzie follow us, and we form a small and slightly awkward circle, shimmying and shaking to music. And next up is a special request from Principal Holloway, the DJ announces. I recognize his voice as the middle-aged man who runs the local easy listening radio station. Not exactly the coolest choice for a DJ. Illuminated around here. I swivel to Nathan.
Okie dokie. How did we do? Okay, let me mark my stitches. And we can see where we're at. I'm on the last row of the sun, and then that's done. And next I'll be moving on to like the tree, and then there's a little bee area as well. So really excited about that. In the book, we're at 77%. We have about an hour and 50 minutes left. So we're making really good headway there. As I said, it's just cute. It's fun. It's cute. I love it. It's like everything that I thought it would be, nothing more, nothing less. Like it's one of those books where it's like, when I think of some of like the 5 stars that I've read, and like this is where I struggle. This is why I do like a modified call pile rating, because when I think of the 5 stars that I read, I'm like, is it a Malice? Is it a Kingdom This Cruel and Lovely, or a Court This Cruel, whatever that title is that I always forget. No, but at the same time, there's nothing about it that I don't like. So it's so hard sometimes to rate books, but you spent that time sorting a month's worth of laundry. Yeah, I have that right now, like in our bedroom. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty rough. From Gideon for a minute. I've heard that Gideon the Ninth is like really intense. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that series done? I know nothing about that series. I haven't even looked at it. Emran read 4 chapters. Yeah, it was a good little session right there. So something happened yesterday, and we were like, what? And it actually happened again today on that sprint, to where I'm now like, okay, I don't think it's a coincidence anymore. So hold on, let me grab a drink of water. Okay. So if there is one bug in the world that I really, really, really hate, that is constantly a nuisance. No worries, Eggmill. Have fun. Good night. So if there is one bug in the world that I really, really despise, that I find very annoying, that I'm like, what is the point of them, that are very hard to get rid of and solve, it is ants. And they drive me up a wall. We get ants very, very bad in our house. They're just bad here in general. Like, they're bad outside. I mean, it's to a point where like people will be struggling, so they'll hire like a pest company to manage the ants outside. And it's to a point where it's so bad that same company last year, I was working out in the yard, and they were like, hey, like, we just treated like 4 or 5 of your neighbors' houses for ants. Do you want us to, we're going to run a special. It'll be like $50 for us to spray your entire outside. And, I'm like, no, because like, I don't want to pay someone to do that. But they're so bad here. Yes. We don't even have to. What are centipedes? I can't see it. I need glasses, apparently. I need to use my magnifying glass on there. Yeah, I don't like centipedes either. But my thing with ants is I feel like no matter what I do, they're always there. Whereas like centipedes, I expect to find them if I like had a stack of paper sitting somewhere for a long time and I'm like cleaning it out, or like I'm lifting rocks in the garden. Like that's what I hate most about ants, is that sometimes they are present and I'm like, why? Why are you here? Why are you there? Why are you here? We had them, okay, so already this year, we have had them in both of our bathrooms. We had them a little bit in our bedroom, but I couldn't figure out, I think they were coming from the bathroom because I couldn't figure out where they were coming from in the bedroom. But they were in both our bathrooms. And so the way that in our house, the way that our bathrooms are set up, they're like together. So all the plumbing and everything would basically be like very similar and probably like very connected. And I swear that they were coming up through like our toilet rings and the plumbing, like where the plumbing comes out the wall and stuff. And that the reason that they were in both of those bathrooms is because wherever they were coming in from outside, it was connected. So it's like one pipe or two pipes that are all together and connected. And it's more, you know, not, we don't have like a leak or anything, but just bathrooms in general. It's water, it's, you know, all that stuff. And I swear that they were coming up through there. So here's my issue. I hate ants so much because I feel like I'll literally just be sitting here. I could literally be sitting here. Now, I will say they haven't been that bad out here yet. I'm waiting for it to happen. But I literally could just be sitting here like this. You know, I have food, but it's on a plate like in the center of the table. It's not on me. I don't have food on me. It's not like I'm sitting here with food on me or like right next to me or anything like that. I have a drink over here, whatever. I kid you not. I'll be sitting here and an ant will just doop, 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 crawl across my arm. And I'm like, where did it come from? Where did it come from? I vacuum our couch because Charlie is absolutely disgusting. and we do get, in northern Kentucky, there's really bad ticks here too. And she'll get, what's funnily enough, I've never seen a full-size tick on her. The little baby ones. So like I vacuum our couch pretty regularly, not every day, but like fairly regularly. And I'm like, where did it come from? So okay, so we redid our flooring, obviously. So this is what happened. Yesterday, we were like starting to clean up. Dominic was finishing caulking because we need to caulk basically where the baseboards are going now. We should have just gotten new baseboards because it looks pretty rough, to be honest, but we're like, it's fine, we'll eventually replace the baseboards, we'll get taller ones, cover it all up, it's fine. So he has to attach the baseboards, which we have to lower them because the floor is shallower. So it's like lowering and then we're recalking on the top because they're not sitting perfect because they were caulked previously. Okay, on the seam. So we're doing that. He was doing it. And one of like the bigger black ants, I don't know if it's a carpenter ant because I like feel like it isn't. It's just one of like the bigger black ants. I don't know what those are. Are those carpenter ants? I always thought carpenter ants were like, you know, like 1.5 inches to 2 inches. These are more like maybe a 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Like they're not the itty bitty ones, but they're like the bigger black ants. I don't know what those are. So he saw one on the floor and he killed it. And I was like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? So I was sitting here after I started the clock for us, and I see something crawling on the floor. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's an ant or sorry, maybe it's like a fly. You know, I had opened the door for the dog and the cat. Maybe it's a fly. And because I haven't seen ants like this, this window, the first year that Dominic and I were together, we discovered this window has cracks in it all around it. It probably needs to get replaced. It's all around the frame. There's cracks on it's cracking the inside in the house. Just where like just like around the vinyl and stuff, like where it connects. Almost like they just did a really shitty install. So we sealed it up with caulk, and we just every year we check. And we've started checking all of our windows because it's an issue in all of our windows. They are all like this. So like we did it in the bedroom when we saw ants in there. Bathrooms has one really small window. It's fine, so I know they're not coming in that way. But we thought, well, maybe the ants are coming in through the window. So yeah, so I figured out that they were coming from there. So we sealed it up. First year dating, we've been together now 4 years. So haven't had any issues. Yeah, like I haven't had any issues with this size ants in many, many years. Many years. And all of a sudden, that was one yesterday, one today, and I'm like, okay, like, is this going to be an issue? Now, Sacred, we normally have issues with, like, they're called like sugar ants or crazy ants. That's what we normally have issues with. By our back door in the kitchen, they're terrible. They're awful. I don't know if you know what taro ant bait is. It works really good. But it's disgusting. The first year when we actually saw those before the bigger black ones, the first like summer, springtime that I was here with him, we had them really bad. So I set those out and they like swarmed it. And every year they've gotten slightly better, but they're still here. And they're terrible outside too, especially in my garden. I think I need to do some, I'm afraid to do it in the back because of Charlie, but I think I need to do some borax sugar water and see if that helps, because I read that you can do that outside and it helps. It basically does the same thing that this taro ant bait does. So yeah, so like Dominic and I were like, okay, like, do we now need to go back through and caulk the bottom of the baseboards too? Which like, you typically don't want to caulk the bottom of them because of expansion. It won't necessarily like cause issues. It would just like maybe rip it, and also like it will get dirty and it will be disgusting and terrible. So now we're like, great, what do we do? But yeah, I hate ants. And I think the biggest reason I hate them is because it's true, like you'll just be sitting here and you could have one itty bitty piece of thing. And like we have animals, like Charlie's a freaking messy eater. It could be like one thing of dog food and they start swarming it. And you're like, where the fuck did you come from? Where did you come from? Like, where are you coming from? And I swear, I told Dominic, I was like, I swear they live in our walls everywhere. But then like, well, like, like we don't have any plug covers on right now and there's none in there. So it's like, it's Terro. It's with an E. Taro. Terro. It has like, they have like the best reviews. And they're liquid ant bait traps. Just be careful to not spill the liquid. It's very sticky and it's very hard to get off, to where you have to like basically take a scraper and scrape it off. So just be careful when you're like placing it, and then obviously keep it away from any like animals and stuff like that. But like if they're getting on your counter, Sacred, what you could do is you could like clean off your whole counter. Obviously don't spray anything on the counter, but just like wipe it down, get your dishes, get your appliances and stuff that you don't want them getting on. And you could even, like, if you're worried about animals or kids getting into them, you could even set it on your counter And what it does is it says that once one ant discovers it, like the scouting ant discovers it, they'll swarm it, and then they'll carry it. Because it's so sticky, they'll put it in a little ball and carry it back to the nest, and it's supposed to kill the nest. Now, as I said, it hasn't fully resolved our issues, but every year there have been less ants and less issues, if that makes sense. Do you guys hear her snoring? See if I can get over there. She just stopped. She's streaming. Hold on. We're gonna see if we can go over there. I think she stopped. I think I woke her up. Dang it. I wanted you guys to see our carpet that needs to get thrown away. The dump is closed today, so we'll have to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow. I know. I don't know if you guys can hear or not. Yeah. Well, yeah. So normally what I'll do is I'll take like a piece of paper, or even like a paper plate. There's certain foods that I use paper plates for versus like my glass ceramic dishes. So I always have some on hand. So you could even do like a paper plate or like a piece of cardboard and like kind of dump. Because I will say, it will get to a point, if you have them bad enough, they'll like basically clog the entrance to that trap. So what I would do instead is I would put it on a little paper plate or a piece of cardboard or paper. Yeah, and I would dump it out a little, so that way it creates more of a space for them to eat it, basically. It's and some of them will die because they'll get stuck in it. So some of them will die, like when you put it down. It's the best ant killer trap. I don't know the best words. It's the best that I've used. I tried some others that were doing nothing. It's the best that I used, that I've ever used. I will say, if you're looking for something all natural or more natural, you can do a little bit of, you can do 50-50 of water and vinegar, and like distilled vinegar. I actually use that to clean with normally. You can do 50-50 of that. Add a few drops of dish soap and a few drops of olive oil. That actually will kill them on the spot, and it will stop the trails. That's what I was using. And happy mistake, I used it in the bathroom and realized that it was killing them like pretty quickly. So that also works. There's also a brand, I love this brand, but they definitely played up the whole bed bug situation in the US with their advertising. It's called Harris. They make diatomaceous earth. They have diatomaceous earth works wonders if you're having a lot of different bug issues, because even if you don't have bed bugs, which I always tell people, I'm like, they just advertise that it works for bed bugs, but if you look at the back on their label, there's like hundreds of bugs that it will kill, because it basically, the diatomaceous earth eats through their exoskeleton. So I'm like, it's kind of embarrassing because it says bed bugs like really big and bold, and it's like, but like, I always felt like people thought that I had bed bugs in my condo, and I'm like, no guys, like, I do it so that I don't have like a lot of bugs in here, and it kills like hundreds of other bugs because it eats through the exoskeleton. So they have a liquid version of it, which I find is a little bit better. Diatomaceous earth is a very fine powder. You're supposed to wear a mask. It's kind of a pain in the ass to apply. And then if it's in an area that maybe gets like stirred up, it can cause some irritants. So I use a liquid version of their product, and that works wonders. Just in terms of, as I said, with ants, it's so hard because there can be so many and this and that. So I haven't really noticed it to work on keeping ants at bay, but it does help with other bugs. So I spray up here normally 3 to 4 times a year, and I go all around my baseboards. Now, I would do it with these ant issues, but because I haven't seen it work super well, I'm going to do my bait first, my traps first. And then once, if I see those working, then I'll probably go back and spray. And the reason why I like the liquid is because you spray it, and I actually have it in a different bottle than what they provided. That way I can do a really targeted spray. So I'll do a really targeted spray. And once you spray it, it dries. So it's not creating like the irritants. It's all natural. I don't have to worry about like Charlie getting into it, which I love. Whereas with like the ant traps, I'm like always worried about her, like, or even Mama, like seeing an ant on it and like hitting it. Mama likes to kill bugs. So, but she's not very good at it. So like I'm always worried about those in the back of my mind. Like what if, but the liquid, I don't know what it is. Liquid diatomaceous earth is what I say. It's a brand called Harris, and it's a liquid bug killer that is all natural. Obviously don't drink it, but like fairly safe to use. Also, if you notice ants outside, there's a couple recipes online that you can do. There's one that uses instant coffee. There's another one that uses coffee grounds. You can put those in your yard to try to help with ants, and like it can be used ones. They don't need to be fresh. You can do your used coffee grounds, and you just take them out and sprinkle them outside in the yard and in your garden. You can also do diatomaceous earth out in your garden too, but just make sure you read the instructions and buy the right one, that it won't cause any other issues, because obviously it can harm other bugs that might be good for your yard. So you just need to be careful with how and when you apply it. Wow, this turned into us talking about how we're going to kill bugs this year. What is this life? That said, yeah, Emran, you're lucky. It's one of those things where it's like it got warm a few weeks ago and then it got cold again, and it's like whenever that like happens, or it gets warm and it rains a lot, I feel like we get an influx of them, and that's when we had them really bad in our bathroom. I'm hoping that, since I haven't seen them be super bad, knock on this fake wood, that I can get a grip on treating, and maybe we don't have as many issues moving forward, but we'll see. I know, so do I. I hate bugs so much. I really do. I love like watching big old bumblebees and honeybees and butterflies, but like don't come anywhere near me. Like do not land on me. Do not crawl on me. Like, I'm good watching you. Enjoy that little flower over there. We're good. That's literally how I am. So I know, right? Weekly bug killing sessions. What did we kill this week? In the garden. No. Yeah, I need to look up some grub killer. Last year I did all this work in the yard. We had no grubs. And this year I'm finding some. And I don't want them to destroy the roots of the plants that I'm doing. So normally if I find them, I throw them onto the concrete so that they bake and burn under the sun. I might torture bugs if I really don't like them. So I need to look up an all natural grub killer next. Although I was just planting and I didn't see any, but I could have easily missed them. Sometimes they're hard to see until they're like overwhelmingly an issue. So nice, Ash. We're probably gonna end. I was thinking about doing a 4th session, but I'm thinking I'll probably end. Ash, you missed a whole discussion talking about bugs and ants and bug killer. We're gonna become bug killers. I will say D-Shack, who sometimes pops into my Twitch stream, he used to own, I think he did, I think if I'm remembering right, he owned like a pesticide company, like a pest killer company. So we really actually could we actually probably could talk about bugs quite a bit, and he might have some good advice. But I know, right? That's what we're all saying. We're all like, yeah, we're done. So we hate bugs. Even like spiders. Like I'm okay with spiders, but like stay as far away from me as you can. Because if you come near me, I'm going to kill you. If you crawl across my foot, I'm gonna hunt you down, and I'm gonna kill you. So, yeah. And then I'm like, I'm because of all my allergies and how sensitive my mast cells are all the time, I'm very worried about, like, I've been stung a few times as a kid, but I'm very worried about getting stung. Because I just don't know how I would react. So, yeah. Oh, so do we. I mean, I basically I'm like creating a sanctuary for animals, which also means it becomes a sanctuary for bugs because we can't get rid of them. Which, as I said, I'm fine with if it's like the bees and the butterflies. Like, y'all just stay over there. We're good. But yeah, I have ripped rooms apart finding a spider. So, but yeah, but like if I see them outside, I'm like, all right, you go over there. They're actually, I had never seen one in our yard before until yesterday. I went out after I was planting the flowers and stuff. The sun was shining. I went out to water everything down. Just because I do with like the new roots and getting them established, I'll probably actually honestly go out and water them today too. There was a little garden snake. It was not a baby. It was definitely full grown. I say little. It wasn't. Dominic was like, what kind of snake is that? I'm going to grab it. And I'm like, I don't know. Is it rattling? It doesn't look like it's aggressive towards us. I was like, but I don't know if you should touch it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's just a garden snake. And I'm like, I just have never seen one. That's why I told you to come out here, because I've never seen one over here. And he was a big boy or girl. I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel, Ash. So he tries to get this snake. This guy's like, psh. He takes off. I'm like, oh, just leave him alone. He doesn't want to be bothered by you or me or anything like that. He was just trying to get warm. I know, right? Like, let's not kill ourselves today. Like, we can watch from a distance. That's what I figured he would do. Next time I see one, I'm not telling him. I'm just gonna be like, hi buddy, how are you? And then be like, I have to spray cold water over here, so you might want to move. Like, sorry. So yeah, but yeah, so that was the first time that I ever saw a garden snake in our yard. Which is kind of cool. I don't know, it's just cool to see everything. Kind of, you know, I don't know, come to life and be hanging out in our yard. I like that. So all right, well, with that said, I think I'm going to go make some bug killing traps for outside the house, for the ants on the outside of the house. And then put some down for the inside of the house, so that maybe we can figure out where the heck that's my biggest issue is I don't even know where they're coming from. So I can't even be like, yeah, right there, trap. It's like, I'm just going to have to set a trap out and see if I can figure out where they're coming from, because I need to be able to wipe everything down to get rid of the scent lines, the scent trails that they leave. So yeah. So I don't know, maybe next time I'll give a bug update. We'll see what happens. Maybe next time my camera will work so I don't look all weird. I look so weird. Like, my camera compared to the computer, it looks super weird. It looks like alien like. Now here it's fine. It's just when I'm looking at you like this. Anyways, have a good rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you guys were productive. I hope you learned some things. I hope you feel like you accomplished some stuff. I know it's the second weekend in April over here, but man, what a good start to the month already. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you hopefully on Tuesday. Bye.